What's up, y'all? We are here at Monterey at Lakewood Ranch. This is an awesome new development that just opened a couple of months ago, being built by Toll Brothers, which is a fantastic luxury production home builder. Beautiful homes in here. The very beginning, great time to get in. This neighborhood has a long way to go. There's going to be about 900 homes when it's finished. And it's kind of interesting because when you're driving here, it feels like it's so far disconnected from the rest of Lakewood Ranch because it's about 3 miles from the closest southern part of the main entrances in and out of Lakewood Ranch. And you've got some horse property and some farms and stuff like that along the way. But what you don't realize is all of this land is being bought up by Lakewood Ranch and is the next phase of the ranch out here. So this is the spot to be for all of the future growth. Come check this place out. We're going to show you the models. We're going to talk to you about what the amenities are going to look like and when they're going to be in. And we're going to tell you about what it's going to cost to live here in Monterey, what it takes to get into this neighborhood. So stick around. You don't want to miss it if you're looking at Lakewood Ranch. All right, here we are at this Toll Brothers community called Monterey well, I say it's in Lakewood Ranch. It is technically a part of Lakewood Ranch. It's a brand new development that just opened a few months ago. It's so weird because I was in Lakewood Ranch driving out here and it's like 4 miles to get here from the other Lakewood Ranch neighborhoods, and it's a bunch of farms and stuff like that on the way here. But part of that is because a lot of it hasn't been developed yet because it's brand new. So it looks like farms, but it's actually part of the neighborhood. And the other part of it is Lakewood Ranch is expanding. They've bought thousands of additional acres out this way. And this is basically the first neighborhood in the new section of what Lakewood Ranch is expanding to. So that's what it is. We're going to show you this model home here. This is the Centennial that Toll Brothers builds. This is one of the biggest homes that they have in the neighborhood. They've got 2 models here. This is the bigger one. It's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, 3-car split garage. So you've got a 2-car garage on this side and then the 1-car garage over here. This is an incredible home. It's got that really like ultra modern, super common to see this kind of design theme over more in Miami. So it's really interesting to see it over here. Some of the builders do it, but not very many. And it's really interesting that it's not on a custom home. It's a Toll Brothers, which is, Toll Brothers is a luxury builder if you're familiar with them. They build beautiful homes, but they're a luxury production builder. So they don't do quite as much customizing. They're not a custom builder. But let's check this thing out. Like I said, 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. It's a beautiful, beautiful home. First off, look at these ceilings. You're like 18, 19 foot ceilings, just crazy how high this foyer is, and it's all open upstairs. You got really nice staircase going up. And so right off the bat, when we walk in the door, you've got this huge den. I'm sure you could, obviously you could put French doors on here. They've got it framed up for the French doors. They just didn't put them in because they get in the way. But you could make it another bedroom if you wanted to. Let's pop in over here. And then I'm gonna take you upstairs before I show you the dining room. Garages in this thing are fantastic. So this is a 1-car garage, but look at, you got this extra space over here. So you can easily do a workbench or whatever, you got bump out there. And then the 2-car garage has a ton of extra space too. So if you're a car guy or into woodworking or anything like that, this is a fantastic house for that sort of thing. So come up here, you've got this awesome loft bonus room area. Great game room, second living area for the kids or, hosting, parties, cards, whatever. You could easily set up multiple card tables up here if you want to have like a poker tournament or something. You got shuffleboard here as they're showing you. They got the built-ins with the desks and separate living area. So this could easily be a kid's workstation, like homeschooling or whatever, if that's your thing. And so let's check out up here. So you got a linen closet here. I guess they locked these, a lot of these closets, which is interesting. This is one of your kids' baths. It is the bathroom for this bedroom as well as the loft area. So it's kind of a suite, but not quite a suite because that bath is shared with the loft. You got huge walk-in closets up here. I mean, every room up here just has massive closets. So you got one bedroom there. Just everything about this house is big. That's your AC closet for the upstairs AC. And this room's crazy big. So you got a nice walk-in closet here. Check out this room. How much space you got here. And it like goes around here and keeps on going and keeps on going and keeps on going. And then it's got its own private bathroom in here. So this one's a suite. Basically every room in this house, every bedroom in this house is a suite. Except for kind of the one that we just saw is really the only one that's not. So then, this bedroom here, big old bedroom. This is the only one with not a huge closet, and that's still a really big, it's not a walk-in, but it's a really big wall closet, and it's got its own private bath. And then, you got this room, which is basically like a second primary suite, really. Nice walk-in closet, not huge, but good size. Look at this room. This thing's massive. If I didn't already know what the primary suite bedroom looked like, I would say this might even be bigger than the primary suite. This is bigger than a lot of primary suites in a lot of homes that we tour throughout all over the area. So this is incredible. I mean, this house could really function as, if you're a family, you got an elderly parent, something like that, like this could be I could see this being our house where like my wife and I move up here into this room to let our parents have the first floor primary. Even though it is bigger and it is nice, well, it's probably about the same size, but it is nicer, like the bathroom's nicer and all that. When it comes to like elderly parents and stuff like that that can't do stairs, then that would be the spot for them. If they can do the stairs, then this works really great for them too. So then here's your bath. So like I said, the bath, not quite, not nearly as nice as what the primary bath downstairs that we're going to show you is, but beautiful room, great setup. So you got 4 full bedrooms up here, 4 full bathrooms, plus the bonus room. Then you got the den. And then let's check out the great room. So here's your coat closet. So we came in the front door. I took you upstairs, but here's the front door. Here's the coat closet. Here's your great room. Nice tray ceiling. They did some great detail work up there. And so you got your great room here, dining room smack in the middle, and then the massive kitchen. So let's check that out. So first of all, before we get to the kitchen even, you got this awesome little butler pantry slash bar area kind of tucked in there. Here's the dining room. Plenty of space. You got an 8-person table here. You could easily expand this to a 10-person table and still have plenty of room there. They just basically made it kind of same size as what you've got for the island here. And this is a huge island. You got the double-sided cabinets. So this is the extended island. Love the waterfall countertops. Very nicely done. And this has got the slide-in gas stove with the built-in wall oven and microwave. So you've got true double oven, got the microwave. Look at this massive built-in fridge. the double stacked cabinets. So all of these things are things that you can do here with Toll Brothers. Very close to what you can do with semi-custom builder. So here's your half bath. So this serves as the half bath for all of your guests that are not staying overnight. Personally, this is probably the one dig that I have on this house, is that the half bath is right here off the kitchen. I'm not a big fan of having it that close. I would have put it a little bit further away, but I didn't design the house. You got a massive walk-in pantry here. I don't know why they locked all the doors. It's the first house I've ever been in that they've had all these doors locked, but, and then here's your laundry room. So maybe the other knock on this house is that the laundry room is way over here, which is like the opposite end of every room in the house. So like there's no bedrooms close to it. So that would be something that, you know, maybe I'm not a huge fan of either, but the rest of the house I could probably deal with, make the kids lug their clothes. It is what it is. Nice little dog setup over there. Here's your low voltage utility panel here. Nice drop zone. That's the 2-car garage. Now here's the other thing I wanted to show you. Check out this 2-car garage. So look, garage door there. Look at all this space over here. Massive amount of space. You've got an extra, what's that, 5-6 feet that you could use for workshop, workbench. I know it's real echoey out here. Storage, if you want like shelving and all that stuff, or cabinets and everything in your garage. Fantastic setup to have all of that. Bikes, kayaks, canoes, like any of that sort of thing. Totally fit in there. If you're willing to give up some garage space, you could even put a boat in there sideways, or, you know, kind of sideways. You put a pretty big boat in that garage. So here's the primary suite. Let's go check this out. Beautiful bathroom. Got the tub right there in the center. Big soaking, freestanding soaking tub, and this massive shower. Split vanities. Look at all this cabinet space. Sink over there, sink over there. I love the split vanities. There's your throne room. Now, this shower, almost big enough. They could have almost, if they made it just like a foot wider, or maybe 2 feet wider, they could have put the tub in the shower here. So awesome shower. Rainfall shower head here in the middle. You got the other shower head over there on that side. You got a little bench in the corner. You got your niches. You got the same thing set up over here. Another shower head. I mean, this is killer. Y'all can each take showers at the same time. And then I guess, you know, meet in the middle under the rainfall. Or, you know, whatever you want to do, you can each have your own separate shower. Here are the closets. You have double closets. This thing is very large. Nice size closet. This one is not quite as big, but still plenty big. And then here's the primary suite. And like I said, versus the bedroom upstairs, I think this is probably about the same size. Minus the fantastic windows looking over this killer pool. I'll tell you, every Toll Brothers community I've ever been in, the pools are just incredible what they do out there. I don't know very many clients that spend that kind of money on their pool, but if you wanted to, obviously this shows you what you can do, and you can kind of steal some design elements. I mean, this thing is just massive. I gotta push the little button so the alarm doesn't go off. Let's go check it out. So again, impact glass windows and doors all the way around. Tons of space out here in this covered lanai. Nice and long all the way across here. You got the outdoor kitchen, you got plenty of room for dining, plenty of room for lounging. You got this beautiful infinity edge pool. Got the hot tub up there, got this, I don't even know. I didn't come all the way up here. Yeah. So basically this is just a massive sun shelf up here. So you put your lounge chairs right in here with the bubblers. You got the hot tub up there. You got this huge pool. You got all this space. You got these nice little turf areas. And then I love these sunken fire pit areas. Of course, they're smart enough, they put a drain in there so it does drain out when it rains, but love this outdoor setup. The only thing missing is the bar in that sunken living room area. So beautiful pool. I absolutely love this thing. Love this place outside. Very nice house. And that's it. So what did you think about that Centennial? It's a pretty amazing house in my opinion. I, for one, absolutely love the exterior design of these homes. Toll Brothers just put so much more detail into the front elevations than so many of these other mainstream production builders. And I mean, these houses are massive. Even the smaller houses are big compared to what we're used to seeing, right? If you've watched any of our other previous videos, they're just big houses, which is what this neighborhood is all about. So if I had a big family, this would be a great home. Or even if I was retired and had a lot of kids and grandkids that I expect to come visit all the time, it's fantastic. You got the primary suite on the first floor, you got all the guest bedrooms upstairs, and they pretty much all have their own bathrooms. So everybody's kind of got their own little suite, their own space. Now, I don't personally want to clean that many bathrooms, so if the kids and grandkids all come to visit, we're hiring a cleaner to come clean up after them. But anyways, so what did y'all think? Oh, and that pool. God, if y'all haven't seen any of our other Toll Brothers videos, you need to go check them out. We will link them down below. Because Toll Brothers, they're pool designers. Now granted, these pools are ridiculously expensive, but when you're spending $1 million plus on the home, you're probably gonna spend a couple $100,000 on a pool. I mean, if people are spending $100,000 on a pool on a $400,000 and $500,000 house, then when you're spending $1 million, $1.5 million for a house, you're probably gonna spend $200,000 to $300,000 for a pool. But these pools in that price range are incredible. The amount of detail and the cool things that you can do in the backyards of these homes that we don't see in these typical production builders, but Toll Brothers gives us a really awesome view of what, with a little bit of creativity and a little extra money, you can do in these backyards. So anyways, what are your thoughts? You've heard mine. What do you think? Do you like this floor plan? Do you like the pool? Do you like the front elevations that they do here better than what some of these other builders are doing? If you do, and you don't really want to spend custom home money, this may be your option. But drop it in the comments. Tell us what you think. If you like it, give us a shout. Numbers on the screen. You can call or text us. Or if you don't like this plan, that's cool too. They've got 9 other floor plans here. It just happened to be, and they do have one other model. Unfortunately, it just wasn't available for us today when we were here shooting. So we were only able to show you the one. Now stick around, because we still got to talk to you about pricing and what it's going to cost to live here. So we're going to talk what it costs to buy homes in here, both base prices and actual purchase prices, actual build prices, and we're going to talk to you about the HOA fees, insurance, taxes, all that good stuff. But now, let's go talk about these amenities, because the amenities here are going to be top-notch, typical Toll Brothers fashion as well. Fantastic amenities. Let's go check them out. All right, now, real quick, before we dive into these amenities, I do need to mention one more thing because I forgot to say it when we were talking about the houses. Please, please, please call us before you contact the builder. Don't ask for information on their website. Don't call them. Don't go in, because as soon as you do, as soon as you provide them your information and they register you in their system, you forfeit your right. And they don't tell you this unless you ask. but you forfeit your right to be able to have someone representing you and working on your behalf to get you the best deal possible. And yes, we hear all the time from our clients, oh, well, I can negotiate for myself. Yes, you absolutely can. But in my experience, I have seen people who thought they were fantastic negotiators and they ended up paying 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I have one client recently that ended up paying $80,000 more for a home than they needed to because they thought they could do it on their own. And then they came back to me afterwards and we found out, and it was too late for me to do anything to help them. Now, I still helped them navigate the contract and the build process and all that, but it cost them 80 grand. So just call us first. Numbers on the screen, call, text, let us help you. I promise it's going to be the best deal you could possibly get. And the builders are paying us. So let's take advantage and give us a call. And now let's dive into these amenities. Now, again, this is a brand new neighborhood. The amenities are not built yet. They are in the process. So what we're showing you are going to be artist renderings of what they have available, as well as what they've built, what Toll Brothers has built in other similar neighborhoods in other areas, so that you know what to expect and have a rough idea, but it's not going to be exact. So just keep that in mind. But what we've got coming, we've got a top-notch clubhouse. They've got a fitness center, and these fitness centers, Toll Brothers is not a, rinky-dink bargain basement fitness center where you get 2 treadmills and an elliptical or a stair climber or something like that. They do top-notch, fully stocked fitness centers. So you're going to get tons of treadmills, you're going to have ellipticals, you're going to have stair climbers, you're going to have that stuff, but you're going to have enough of them for the neighborhood. And free weights. You're going to have weight machines, not just like one Bowflex sitting in the middle of the room or something like that. You're going to have everything. You're going to have specialized equipment. It is top-notch, commercial gym level equipment. Excellent stuff. You're going to have a yoga studio or movement studio, whatever you want to call it. If you're not into yoga, you can call it a movement studio. Where the whole classes, you'll have yoga, you'll have Zumba, you'll have, you could do martial arts, mixed martial arts, wrestling, whatever you want to do, all that stuff if you're into that. They're also going to have an event lawn outside where you can do outdoor fitness, dog park, resort style swimming pool, tennis and pickleball and basketball courts. All of that is coming in the very near future. So if you're looking for a neighborhood, a higher level luxury homes with all the amenities, this might be your spot. All right, so now let's get into pricing. Now, these are luxury homes, big home sites, big prices come with that, right? Typically. Now, I will tell you, one of the things that I mentioned at the beginning, this is Monterey. It is a little bit further out. It is the first neighborhood that has been developed in the newest section of Lakewood Ranch that they just added and expanded, bought like 5,000 additional acres in the southeast of what is currently Lakewood Ranch, or what has been historically known as Lakewood Ranch. And this is the first neighborhood. So it is a little bit detached from the rest of Lakewood Ranch right now. Because of that, some people, including people in Lakewood Ranch, look at it and say, why would anybody want to be out there? Well, the answer to that question is you can get a bigger home for less money. Now, like I said, big prices still, because Lakewood Ranch, when you're talking luxury single-family homes, you're talking typically $1 million plus. If you compare, Toll Brothers has another neighborhood more in the center of Lakewood Ranch right now. Slightly smaller homes, they start at 2,400 square feet in that neighborhood. In this neighborhood, they start at 2,500 square feet. In that neighborhood, the aisles, they go up to like 4,300 square feet. Here, they go to over 5,000 square feet. So you get even a little bit bigger home here for less money. And I'll show you, well, we'll tell you now, base price here, the least expensive for the smallest home. So that 2,500 square foot home, which we haven't shown you, but the 2,500 square foot home is the smallest home they build here. Base price on that is $723,995, where in the Isles, the 2,400 square foot, which is the smallest home they have there, base price is just under $850. So you're about 130 grand less to be in this location for a 100 square foot bigger home. Same finishes, same builder, very similar amenities, similar fees and everything. So you're anywhere from about 130 to roughly 200,000. So like a ballpark 10 to 15% difference, closer to 15% difference in price from one to the other. So if it's going to save you somewhere around 15%, that might be a justification to go a little bit further out. So that is why people are coming to Monterey, even though it's not really connected to Lakewood Ranch just yet. They know that's coming. And as all of that is developed, their property values are going to grow faster than the neighborhoods that are in Lakewood Ranch already. So you get to buy in at a cheaper price, and you get the opportunity for bigger growth in that home value. So that's why it might make sense to do Monterey instead of the Isles. So that kind of talks pricing. Like I said, we're about 15% less here in Monterey than what you would pay for a similar or slightly smaller home in the Isles. So really trying to compare as close to apples as we can get looking at the same builder. Now, they don't have any of those smallest home quick move-ins, so we can't really compare the least expensive, but they do have, just as an example, they have 13 different quick move-ins here. So the least expensive quick move-in that they have right now is the Palmasola, which happens to be actually the biggest home in the Ardena collection, which is the smaller of the two collections. So the largest of the smallest, it's 3,450 square feet roughly. Base price on that home is $855, and they've got a quick move-in for $1,024,000. So roughly $175,000, $175,000 in options, upgrades, home site premiums, and everything. That's probably going to be about the bare minimum of what you're going to get in at. So real true, if you were to buy the lowest priced home, you're probably going to be around $900,000 all in to build one. If you're keeping it, fairly inexpensive on the options and home site premium and everything, and they can go up quickly from there. So here, to walk in the door, you're spending probably $850,000 to $900,000. Where the Isles, you're really walking in the door there, you're spending $1 million no matter what. And over there, the average home is gonna run you 1.75, 1.8 million, and the average home here is gonna run you down, like 1.3 to 1.5-ish probably. So you can see there's Palmasola at $1,024,000. But then they do have the Selby, which is the second smallest home that they build here. They got one of those quick move-in for $1,003,000. So 2,800 versus 3,450 or whatever it was. Quick move-ins, there's a huge price difference depending on options, home site premiums, and everything. You can take a Rossi, this 2,500 square foot home, and you can option it up to $2 million if you want to. So you've got a ton of flexibility. There's a ton of options and upgrades available to you. So the nice thing is you have the ability to personalize, and really very few homes in this neighborhood are going to be even remotely close because there's so many different options in terms of adding square footage or changing this room or doing that or doing all these different things. There's a ton of flexibility. But just figure Average range, you're going to spend probably $1.3 million to $1.5 million or $1.7 million here. In the Isles, you'd be spending really $1.5 million to probably up to about $2 million is kind of the average there. The most expensive quick move-in that they've got here. Oh, real quick, I want to show you the Centennial, since that's what you saw, since that's the model home that they have. And they've actually got 3 different Centennial quick move-ins. So you could get a Centennial quick move-in. They've got one priced at $1,598,000. They've got another one at $1,799,000, and they've got another one at $1,879,000. But these are 4,600 to 4,700 square foot homes. So huge square footage. As you can see, big spread in the price. The most expensive one, the one that's $1,879,000, that is with a pool and everything. So that's going to have up there. And they do have a Dexter, which is the biggest floor plan that they build at 5,500 square feet for $1,968,000 right now as well. They do have that quick move-in also. Now, quick move-in doesn't mean that they're finished, just means that they're under construction, they're in the process. So, big range of prices in here. Now, we talked about the amenities. Now let's talk about the fees for living in here, right? So if you're in the Ardenna collection, the smaller series, the fees are going to be $335 a month. That's also, it's going to give you all of the amenities. It's also going to include full lawn maintenance, irrigation maintenance, all your common area landscaping, and the gated entry. So all of that is included at the $335 a month. The larger collection, the Shearwater, which is the bigger home sites, they got a little bit more lawn to mow and that sort of thing. So you're $355 a month for HOA fees on those. There is, just like every other home in Lakewood Ranch, a CDD. That CDD fee is going to be collected on your tax bill. So I'm including that when I'm talking taxes right now. Taxes on these homes are going to run you somewhere between typically around 15 to 20 grand a year, including, like I said, including that CDD fee. Of course, the more expensive homes, you're going to pay more. So you could potentially get up into the 30 grand a year range, depending on the home that you end up building here. But typically what most people are going to pay, what most people are building, you're going to be in that 15 to 20 a year range. And then insurance, you're going to run somewhere in the typically like $5,000 to $10,000 a year. Again, depending on what you build, if it's got a pool or not, how big it is, how much it's going to cost to repair. But because we've got such a broad range of values in the neighborhood, you're going to have a broad range of taxes and insurance as well. So if this is the spot for you, give us a call, shoot us a text, numbers on the screen. And if it's not for you, let us know that too, because there are other options here in Lakewood Ranch, as well as other developments, big master plan developments in the area that we can point you to if this is just a little bit too much for you. Or if it's not enough for you and you want more, you want true custom build, we got all of that too. Call us, let's talk, let us help you find your home in paradise here in Southwest Florida.